Hello lovely people, and welcome to today's video, which is the flick through for Airfix Model World June 2022 issue 139. So on the cover you can see we have Top Gun Maverick, Revell's F-48 FA-18E Super Hornet. We have the Airfix 172 B-17G Flying Fortress, Bandai's 1/12 scale Boba Fett figure, and then a 1/35 scale B-type omnibus from Mini Art. So let's get into the magazine, and straight off the bat you have the editor's note and welcome, and then the contents page. So a much bigger picture of the Hornet here, looking really good, to be quite honest. I'm liking that. Other articles within this, we have a Ukrainian manufacturer Rodin's 132 Boeing PT-17. Next step, airbrushing. It's all about layers. That's an article on, a teaching article on airbrushing. We have a 1/35 scale Airfix M3 Grant depicted as a British Grant in North Africa, and this advanced build UCAV 172 MQ9 Reaper from Kinetic. So let's get in, and obviously first off the bat we have latest releases, news, that sort of thing. Airfix releasing their 1/48 scale North American F-86 Sabre. We have some turbines here for Revell's 1/48 Tornado kits. These are made by Scale Model Parts, UK based Scale Model Parts, and you can find them, it doesn't say, but it says here faithful reproduction in the framework. This set retails for £16. Details are available via the firm's Facebook page, Tornado Scale Model Parts, so have a look there. We also have an NPC Hawk released as well. Masterbox are continuing with their Ukrainian Fighting Soldier series. These two Ukrainians in 1/35 scale. There's a new tool 1/48 scale Huey Cobra here. By Special Hobby, and it's available for €40 from specialhobby.eu. So yeah, plenty we're looking at for the ship builders amongst you. Maritime Kit, an aftermarket specialist, Atlantic Models, has recently added to its range of 1/600 photo etch brass accessories designed for Airfix ships kits. And you can find those at atlanticmodels.net. We have the show guide, and again I'll do the usual and photocopy that. Excuse me. We'll photocopy that, or I'll take a photograph of that for you and then pop the pictures in just now. Subscription, and if you subscribe for 2 years, or by easy direct debit, you get a Hawker Tempest Mark V with a RRP from $11.99. So go and check that out. Okay, so advanced build. We have on yellow wings, Pete Fearon builds and upgrades the Roden 132 Boeing PT-17, sharing his lessons and experience along the way. So the model is made by Roden. It's 132 scale and the price is $59.99, available from backman.co.uk. And I must admit, I'm not really a fan of biplanes. I never really have been a fan of biplanes. I think my parents got me a Hawker Fury one year for Christmas, and I hated building it. Maybe it's time to perhaps give it another go. But this looks great. So, advanced build article showing how it builds up. There's some photo etch parts being used, and obviously additional detailing for the engine, showing the chassis framework for the fuselage there, which is most likely only the parts which are going to be visible through the open cockpit. And then talking about how they masked off and did the roundels. We then have the article Advanced Airbrushing, Layering, talking about how you can use the airbrush for weathering techniques and showing signs of wear and tear and age on a model kit. It even goes on talking about translucent layering. Giant of the Desert War. Now this, I found this an interesting article, and looking at the build as well. Am I remembering wrong? Did Airfix do a 132 scale Grant tank back in the day? I think they did. I think because they did a number of 132 scale kits that went together with their obviously 132 scale polyvinyl figures. So this one's 135 scale. It's from airfix.com and it's £36.49. But just looking at some of the interior detail for the kit, brilliant. 75mm gun, features a neatly detailed breech with a smart gunner's seat. And then we have a simple turret basket as well. And there's a picture of the interior painted. And it is looking good. I like it. Now, figure build. Beskar Bandit. The most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy makes Steve Budd a happy prisoner of Bandai's 112 scale Star Wars figure. Now, when you get this, it is a kit, but it's also a posable kit. And as you might be able to see from the photos here, we have knee joints and arm joints and hip joints and ankle joints, etc. Which I find quite interesting. Showing some of the detail parts a bit later on, it shows you, like here for example, some of the ball joints and the holes that go through the ball joints in order to attach to other parts of the model. But this is from Bandai, it's 112 scale, approximately 50 to 60 pounds, available from online retailers and auction sites is all it says for the box. Gives you some details on how he was painted as well. And you have a better understanding of the layout of the legs here and the way it's jointed. there you go, that is Boba Fett in 1/12 scale. He'll build up into quite a nice scale figure, and from a distance you're not really going to notice much of the jointed limbs. So I think he'd look pretty cool on display in somebody's cabinet. Out and about, Aldenbourne Model Show 2022. There's a nice little chipmunk here, which is pretty cool. Thunderbird's recovery vehicle as well, which I rather like. We then have an intermediate build article for the Boeing B-17G-70BO Flying Fortress. Now this is Airfix kit from Airfix, 172 scale. It's $39.99 from airfix.com. I mean, looking at the kits nowadays, I remember building larger bombers as a kid, and just the mould quality and the super detailing that now occurs in these kits is phenomenal. I think I've said previously in a magazine that I had the Heinkel HE111, and I do want to get hold of the new kit just to see how it builds. But this is talking about some of the aftermarket parts, replacement resin bits, so for example replacement resin wheels here that they used. And talking about the engine assembly as well. Now I must admit I wouldn't mind building a B-17 or a B-24 Liberator or something like that, but I'd be really tempted to go for what were known as assembly ships. So they were basically bombers that were painted in very bright livery so that they were highly visible in the air, and then bombers would form up on them. They would then show them the way, and when the bombing flight was underway, those assembly ships would then return back to base. And some of the colour schemes for the assembly ships are just phenomenal. You know, polka dots, stripes, really bright, magnificent colours that you don't get on aircraft being used for the actual raids themselves. I particularly like the way that obviously this aircraft is depicted with a minimal paint scheme. Later on in the war they found out that the weight of the paint used, if they omitted that, the amount of fuel consumption that it saved, given the bombers a slightly longer flight time, was phenomenal. So a lot of the aircraft towards the end of the year, end of the war, were just left in their aluminium skins. But I do like the way that they've given some of these panels a different metal shine to them. Which I think is really good. Interesting to note as well that the tops of the engine cowlings that face towards the cockpit have been painted to reduce glare. So that's really cool. And then we have Maverick's F-18. It says Captain Pete Mitchell, call sign Maverick on the side there. This is from Revell, it's 148 scale, it's $34.99 and it's available from revel.de/en. The needs for speed. So yeah, I mean it looks like a really nice kit just straight out of the box. A single decker option was provided in the kit for a certain Captain Mitchell, Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell, US Navy Fighter Weapons School. So there you go. Really like the ordnance, the way the ordnance has been finished as well. That looks really good. Intermediate build, next stop Flanders Field. So quite often buses were used as battle taxis during World War One, ferrying troops around, etc. This one is from Mini Art, and it's 135 scale. It's £51.99, £51.99, and it's from creativemodels.co.uk, or you can get it from creativemodels.co.uk. And it looks like a really good build. It's 135 scale, as I said. It's just giving a call out for the reference material, which was British military trucks of World War One. But yeah, when you look at these things, they were just literally buses that were used from, you know, the civilian buses that were used to ferry troops around. Talking about how the dirty appearance was made for the interior and what they did for the weathering and those effects. But looking fabulous. Right, advanced build. So Kinetics 172 MQ9 Reaper gets a scratch built makeover from Juanjo Dominguez Calvo. I've probably murdered that, but yeah. Turning into a Spanish Air Force Block 5 airframe. Loving the grey colour scheme on this, really nice. Two-tone grey, lighter on top, darker on the bottom. Some of the little things that he did to add in the wingtip ailerons or wingtip winglets, etc. There's all the extra bits that he did. Looks like there was some cutting and shaping done. Extra detail was added to the undercarriage bays. So really nice little build on that one. And then we're into on the shelf. We have a book here, Before the Birth of the MBT, Western Tank Development 1945 to 1959. Lebanese Civil War information here, 1975 to 1991 and beyond. Basil Abi Shahane and Zachary Sex, pages 219, €34.95, A4 format from akinteractive.com. For post-war jets, we have Gloucester Twin Jet Operations, Combat Meteors. And something, obviously keeping in with the theme that Top Gun is being released soon, we have Top Gun The Legacy. So that looks really interesting. It's $49.99 by Brad Elwood. It's 688 pages. Format is 186 by 261 mil, and it's from schifferbooks.com. So that would be a really interesting read. Model kits. We have a Firebee ICM 148 scale, £15.80 from Hanans. Released initially as part of its 148 DB26 drone carrier kit, ICM has released the drone separately, having previously made the blunt-nosed KDA-1/Q-2A Firebee. It has now provided the larger, more streamlined BQM The latter is larger, eschewing the circular nose intake for a smaller chin inlet. So yeah, that's interesting. Really different subject matter here is this big glider, and this is 148 scale by, and it's €25.39 from Brenguns.cz. Czech firm Brengun has expanded its range by releasing a 148 scale US Air Force TG 16A glider. So 148 scale. So gliders do have, because they rely on the wings for lift, they have massive wings. So the wingspan for that, I would think, would be quite substantial. Airfix is Bristol Blenheim 172 scale. German composite training aircraft here. Luftwaffe's experiments with composite aircraft and their limited operational use under its mistletoe program often have been a source of fascination for modelers and aviation enthusiasts alike. Various combinations of fighters and bombers trialled, while the warhead-equipped variants have mostly been issued in kit form. The trainers have been less common. So that's nice, 148 scale. I mean, I am noticed that 148 scale seems to be the in thing at the moment for a lot of stuff. Chinese troop carrier here, the PLA ZSL 10 APC in 172 scale from Dragon. It's $24.99 and available from hobbyco.net. We've got a 124 scale BRC 40 British Troop Jeep, basically. $69.99 from hobbyco.net. It's made by Ebro. So if you've got 124 scale aircraft, that might be a good addition with any necessary scratch building to make it relevant for the theatre that you're depicting for a diorama in that super scale. We have Battle of France Spring 1940 ICM scale 135, price is £84.99, available at hanants.co.uk. And this is French combat vehicles. So we're looking at Panhard 178 AMD 35 armoured car, FCM 36 tank, and Lafley V15T 4x4. And if you bought the kit, it would be slightly less than paying separate for all the kits. For our rally car enthusiasts amongst us, we have a Citroen C3 WRC and the Porsche 911 SCRS. We also have some Captured Paras 135 scale from Mini Art, price is $13.99, available at creativemodels.co.uk. Previously released in 2013, and these are just 3 Paras that are being searched or escorted by Germans from Operation Market Garden. But obviously you could probably quite easily use them for Captured Paras during any of the airborne operations in the later stages of World War II. So we have some 148 scale decals for the Rafale. Vietnam MVA tanks, AFVs and generic markings. So that's an interesting set of decals. Star decals, 172 scale, $6.50 from star-decals.net. For civil aviation enthusiasts, we have these Burma's Bagan, Air Bagan A310. So set of decals for that. Avro Lancaster 132 scale, Just Jane. Kits World, price is £10.20 from kits-world.co.uk. RAF Eurofighter Typhoon decals. These are 132 scale decals from Euro Decals. £47.95 for the set, and they're available from fantasyprintshop.co.uk. We're then coming into some of the more niche aftermarket kits. We have some wheels for a 132 scale fish bed, MiG-21. Yeah, €11.25 from Plus Model, available at plusmodel.cz. There's quite a few Time and Light street accessories with lamps and clocks. 135 scale from Mini Art, £17.99, available at creativemodels.co.uk. Yeah, so there's plenty going on. Armour Editions, T55 Tamiya kit. By Hauler, scale 148, the price is €20.15. From hauler.cz, and it's a set of 3 photo etched brass frets, I should say, plus 2 sets of resin components to upgrade the set from Tamiya of their 148 scale T55 tank. Concrete Grass paper display base by Pewit, 132 scale, £3.99 from pewit.wixsite.com/masky. Diorama base would be a great way of displaying a model, as it gives a sense of concept, but constructing such a foundation can be tricky. So Pewit's paper option will ease the process. So there you go. We're then coming into several pages of adverts. And this month we get 3 pages of display case. And the first 2 pages are with this lovely 80 centimetre Krupp railgun. It's a 135 scale kit, so that is an impressive kit to make and build, comprising more than 3,000 parts, it says. So fantastic. And then a nice fun little vignette here of Michael Myers from Halloween fame. But there you go, that was this month's Airfix Model World. Let me know what you think. Before you go, if you like my videos, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Everything that you see me do here is pretty much funded by myself. Occasionally I'll have kits bought for me, but essentially everything else I pay for. I'd like to build the channel, and as such your help in doing so would be greatly appreciated by subscribing. When I get up to 500 subscribers, I am going to do a channel giveaway, so keep coming back for an update on how that's going to work, and I hopefully will see you in the next video. Alright, take care, bye bye.